here's what I have to do. I've got that heavy wire out there. Yeah, it's heavy wire. And I need to I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this, but I know how I'm going to do it. It's just bending the wire is going to be a pain in the ass. Okay, I got to cut this. I'm thinking 1, 2, about 1.5 inches apart there, and about 1.5 inches apart here, and then 6 wraps. So, let me get a marker. A tape a measure, a tape. I'll show you what I'm going to do in a minute. Well, now that I got the new wire going, I kind of have to do this. So if I come in about 1 inch, and then I come, hopefully I'll be able to get it there. But if not, we'll put another one here. And we'll see what happens. So I need a hole here, a hole here, and a hole there. Then I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wraps. And then I need another hole, and another hole. So I need to cut it here. Now the reason why I need these holes, hold on a minute, let me shut, let it run, I'll cancel it out, hold on. The reason behind this is that, I need a rag, yeah, sure you do. And before I do that, I get a little sandpaper in my hand. Yeah, sure we do. I gotta kind of clean this off a little bit so it doesn't cut the wire. Doesn't have to be great, just a little bit. Now let me wipe, oh, I can't wipe it down yet. I gotta drill the holes first. Okay, guys. I gotta get a bigger drill. Hold on. You can see that. Okay. I was gonna use a Unibit, but the more I thought about it, the hole would have been tapered, and if it was tapered out, it would have been great, but when it's tapered in, it wouldn't have been any good to me at all. Alright, so let's get a close proximity here. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'll show you what I mean here. I need 6 holes. Well, that's a good bit. Won't even cut through plastic. Hold on. Good bit. Good good bit. Now just maybe I'll be able to use the other one just to open the hole a little bit more. Now what I'm going to do now is kind of just do this, because I kind of need this to kind of guide me a little bit, if you guys know what I mean. And I'll show you in a minute. Okay. I keep this one in here. I used to keep a drill inside the, a bit rather, inside the, or do I still? These pieces of shit. I refuse to go out and spend $100 for a battery. And I'm not going to go out and I'm not going to buy another charger. They're dirty. I use them. But I didn't even get a year out of it. I couldn't even say a year. I bet you I couldn't get a half a year. And one of the batteries went dead and the charger went bad. Now I made a charger for the battery to the specs that the, what did I do with my sandpaper? Oh, there it is. To the same specs that I had on the other charger. And I was able to charge that battery up using a pair of alligator clips. I may have it around here someplace. I'll show it to you. Now it's the same identical charging system. However, it doesn't look like it, but it is. Because I took a Ryobi, or Wyobi, or whatever you want to call the damn thing. And I used it to give myself a starter. Okay, let me get rid of these. Okay, now that I got my holes, the lines I didn't need. Let's mark or wipe this down. Like I said, I didn't care about the marks that I made for the lines. I needed more marks for the holes to get an idea what the hell I was doing. Yeah, right, like I know what I'm doing. Alright, let me get my duster. Somewhere around here I have a little piece of cardboard that I started saving. I don't mind putting wood, or wood dust or wood chips on the floor, but I don't like putting plastics, PVCs, or things like that. So what do I do with it? I don't know what we'll use this for now. Alright, now for the frequency that I want this antenna to work on, I have to have 6 wraps. And the wire is that big black wire that I was showing you earlier the other day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in through the top, go under, and then come out through one of these holes. That'll lock that into place. And then I'll wrap, and then I'll go in, under, and out this hole. And that'll have my 6 wraps that'll stay in place. And this, by the wire going up and under, will kind of lock this into place so it won't slide around or bounce around or whatever. So So it kind of helps hold the wire. So that's what that's all about. That's why I didn't care how straight these were. But I wanted to have that little burr or the angle. That's why I did that with the drill. So to kind of flatten it out, so when it goes in, it gives a little bit of an angle and a way to go instead of just up against a rough edge. I know I'm talking in riddles today, guys. All right. And this, believe it or not, has to get done outside. So up on the roof. But that's done. Now what I did, and I really don't know if it's going to work or not, but let me give you an idea. I ran that heavy black wire. Now you buy it, it's like for electric fences or something, you buy it at the, I got a Tractor Supply. And that's the heavy black wire. Then the wire that I had up there was the green wire, which was a number 12, I think. Regular electrical house wire, and it was holding up. However, I didn't trust it to make it through the winter. You know, once you start getting a lot of rocking and rolling on the trees, ice build up. You know, you never know what's going to happen. You know, a branch or a limb bends or something, and the next thing you know, it's breaking your wire. And I would rather work on it now and get it the way I want it now, under my terms, than to have to worry about going out there in the wintertime and starting fresh and not having any wire to work with, you know, to act as a pole. So I'd have to start trying to send an arrow up over the trees and all that all over again. And I don't want to be doing that in the middle of the winter time. So by doing what I'm doing now, it works better for me. Now, the wire that I use, the green wire, they say that the stranded wire works better. This is what they say, however. I don't know if it's been proven or if anybody's thought about proving it. But what they say is you take a piece of stranded wire. I think you can see around that here. And by twisting this, you're twisting the strands. The signal that comes out of this, because this wire is the antenna, the signal that's coming out of this likes to follow the outer part of the twist. And that's what gives you what you're looking for. I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't done enough checking into it to find out if so or if not. So what I did, because the black wire is just a solid piece of wire. It's probably about the size of number 10. And yeah, 10, maybe 8. Actually, yeah. But it's solid. It's not that stranded wire. It's about the size of this. And it's solid inside with just a little coating, a rubber coating on it. Now, if in fact it wants the strands and it's going to work better, well, that's great. But I really don't know for sure. So what I did, I took the solid black wire, the heavy wire that you're going to see out there, and then I took the green wire that was there. And I'm using the solid black wire almost as if it was a guy wire. And I took the green wire and I started wrapping it around the slot of black wire. Something like that. So I basically took the two wires and ended up making a stranded wire. Now I have the strength of the heavier wire, which I know isn't going to just break unless a tree actually falls on it. Even then it may not break. And I have the stranded wire wrapped around it, which is acting like a strand around the wire, as well as a strand within the strand, if you know what I mean. So I'm thinking that that's going to be okay. And they're connected, or going to be connected to the same spot on each end, so I shouldn't have to worry about it. Which also means that I'm going to have the 6 wraps around this of the double wire, and hopefully that'll work. Now the size of the wrap around the pipe, around this PVC pipe, may or may not have something to do with it as well. However, because we have something called the SWR we have to concern ourselves with. However, if it's off at all, the tuner should be able to bring it in, which is an antenna tuner for that line. So that's what we're going to do. So when I go up on the roof, I'll take you with me, and we will see what happens. Meanwhile, I will be right back. Did I ever show you guys my little outdoor gym that I use occasionally? I actually got to start using it more. My problem is I have a, I guess you would call it a hernia right here, and I can't do sit-ups anymore. If I do a sit-up, it pops way the hell out. It looks like the alien. So I can't really do sit-ups anymore, or anything that's going to involve a lot of stomach tension. So I was talking to the doctor about it because I want to start getting back in a little shape. I'll never get back in the shape that I was in, nor do I care to, but I want to at least get back into, you know, somewhat shape. You know, and that's all there is to it. You know, I'm not going to try to live the past. You know, I just want to be healthy. I want to be able to eat. I don't mind if I'm a few pounds overweight. I'm not going to drive myself nuts, you know, eating, you know, all kinds of supposedly good foods for you, and then have something else that's totally different that's no good for you, and then wonder why I'm killing myself and I'm not losing weight. You know, because you're not making yourself happy, in my opinion, by doing that. Eat what you want, eat less, be happy, and be comfortable with yourself. But at the same time, try to stay in a somewhat healthy shape. You know, if you're doing all right where you are and you're a little overweight, who cares? All right. I feel good. I feel healthy. I do get out of breath a little bit, but you know, I've had heart attacks. I've had stents. I've had ablations done to the heart. You know, back surgery, which kills you. It really does, because the pain just wears on you constantly. For those of you who have backs, you know what I mean. So it's either be totally drugged out and in another world someplace, or try to live a normal life in pain. I gotta make coffee, hold on. So, and I noticed that I've lost a little weight, which is great. However, I'm losing it everywhere, and the gut still looks the same, because everything is going down the same. So I've lost about 18 pounds over the last 2 or 3 months. About 2 pounds a week. you know, which isn't bad. That's a modest loss. All right. I don't care if I lose 1 pound a week. You know, as long as if it takes me a year to lose 10 pounds, who cares? As long as I'm happy and I'm eating and I'm adjusting to the new lifestyle. All right. So the wife says she'll come out. So when I climb up on the roof, she'll be out here. I don't think she's going to catch me. But I have no plans on falling or jumping off the roof. And I can't do this unless I'm up there. Do I want to paint it? I don't care. The color means nothing to me. So that's fine. Once I get it all done, I may, just may, put some fluorescent reflective tape on it and a few pieces of the line because it's black and green, and I don't want the birds to fly into it, and I don't want to hang cloth over it. We used to do that on the boat. My swim platform, you know, the boat had like a 16-foot beam, meaning it was 16 feet wide. The swim platform was about 4 feet out, as well as being 16 feet wide. So the birds used to like to jump up on the swim platform and kind of like just hang out, which is okay. But when they start shitting on it, it's another story. So what I had done was I ran an X line from the cleats to the dock cleats, and I tore up some pieces of white cloth, and I just tied a knot on and let them hang so the cloth would blow around, and that would keep them from landing on the deck and crapping, and it'll also keep them from getting hung up in the lines because they can see the cloth hanging.